So my husband and I were trying to use his scrap wood that he collected last year to make little table for the deck. He cut it into sizes, and now he told me that I need to screw each board inside, and I'm gonna do that today. Last week we made the gate for the open entrance of the deck. I will show you it in a sec. So this is the little gate that we made from the other scrap wood. I need to put wheels underneath it so that it's easy to slide this way and that way with the wheels, and then I have to find a way to keep it this side when I slide it over here. I have to make something to attach it to hold it together if I slide it this way. I have not decided whether or not I'm going to paint it, but the table and the stool, we're going to paint it. We're just using scrap wood. The weather has not been cooperating that much for the past 2 weeks. Like, it's 9 degrees almost every day, and most of the time there's no sunlight, so it's really cold and windy. And when it's like that, I'm like a plant or a flower. I don't like to spend too much time outside when it's like that. Today it's 11 degrees. It was sunny today. The sun is starting to go down, but it was sunny today, and I have to start doing more stuff. But I managed to get the greenhouse. This is a greenhouse. I managed to bring it out this Sunday. I brought it outside, but we didn't really get much sunlight this week. So the plants, they're not used to the sunlight yet, so I don't want to move them. I don't want to move some of them in container yet until it start to get more used to the sunlight. Yeah, so these are some of the plants that came up. Those that you're looking at is kale. I planted the color green like weeks and weeks ago, and it's just now I see one of the plants starting to come up. So I'm really surprised about that. If I did quit watering it, I would never see it start to come up now. I have a lot of onions. Those stringy stuff you see there, those are onions. I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit bigger, and then I put them in containers. And these are sugar snap peas. I plant them in these paper bag thingy. They're ready to be transplanted in containers, but I was trying to get the plants to get used to the sunlight, but we have not got that much sunlight this week. I'll give it for another 3 days, and then next week I'll put them in container. I find this is one of the best way to transplant or grow peas in containers, by putting it in brown paper bag, because the root, they don't like to be disturbed. This way I don't need to remove it from the brown paper bag. All I have to do is just plant it inside the container, and it won't disturb the root too much. When it was really cold, like in the evening, I have another frost protecting cover. I covered up in the evening over this one, and then the next morning I remove it and I start to open up. I open up the front cover, at least for a few hours, to let in breeze to come inside the greenhouse, and then I close it up in the evening and cover it up with the frost protector until the weather start to get more warmer. But today is the warmest, so it was nice for a change. So with these little these wood here, scrap wood, we're gonna make a bench for it. So that's the update so far. So I screw in the screws inside the table. This is the front side. If I really wanted to, I can fill in the holes with nutty putty and then sand it down and then paint it the color that I want it to be paint, or I could stain it. I have not really decided what I'm going to do, but so far this is what it looks like. And now I just need my husband to cut the foot for the table, and then I could screw it on or he could screw it on. And there you go. We made a little table that is for free, or the scrap wood that we're going to use outside, temporary until we have our own place. Or maybe I can still use this maybe just for garden table, and then make a proper table with better quality wood in the future. Yeah, I don't think I explained the reason why I decided to grow the sugar snap peas in brown paper bag before I put them in containers, because I don't know if it's the climate that I'm in or the sugar snap peas. I think maybe there's too much nitrogen that was in the soil last year in the container. They didn't really do that well when I plant them the end of summer in the container, so I decided to give them a head start of let me start to grow them indoors. And I know they don't like their roots to get disturbed, so I was trying to figure out what would be a best way to grow them. And by growing them in a brown paper bag, once they get to a certain height, it's easy to just bury the brown paper bag with them in the containers. So that's what I decided to do, and it seemed to be working so far. Right now I transplant recently my two hybrid okra plant. These two, they're hybrid. They won't grow very tall. They will probably grow just to 2 feet tall. And this tomato plant is a mini tomato plant. I'm gonna grow this one indoors. I just transplanted in a bigger cup recently too, and I double cupped it. The first cup, it has hole in it, and then the second one don't have hole in it, so it's easy to water it. And these are tomato plant. I'm gonna give it another week, and then I'll put them in bigger container too. They're separate container. This is a super sweet tomato at this side too, and this tomato here is gonna be yellow tomato. And I'm growing some tamale I'm growing some tamale. You have to grow more than one. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but anyways, that's the way you spell it right there. Just in case if I'm not pronouncing it right. I'm not very good with pronouncing names of anything, really, to tell you the honest truth. So sorry about that. Those are the plants that you see there. They're callaloo. I just recently planted. I saw it in seed last week actually. So I'm looking forward to eating those. Once they get a little bit bigger, I put them in bigger container, in their own separate container, divide them. And this one over here is amaranth. I planted 2 seeds, but 1 seed only came up. It's gonna grow very tall, maybe a little bit taller than me, not sure. I never growed it before. And those are pepper plants. I need to put them in bigger container. Hopefully I'll do that sometime next week. And this is a basil. I don't remember the name, what kind of basil this one is. But as you see, I have my covering that I made for it. And this one is Thai basil. I have so many different kind of basil seeds. As the weeks go by, I'm going to keep planting new basil seed. So these plants, they're not doing too bad. Not bad for growing them indoors, and as they get bigger, I'll put them in a bigger container. So that's the update so far with the seedlings indoors. I need to plant more seedlings. Sometime next week I will do that. Anyhow, you guys, I'll talk to you another day. Have a good day. Bye.